When it comes to discussing the most underrated strongman of all time, Mariusz Pudzianowski should be a name that tops the list. Despite being a 5-time World's Strongest Man champion, his reputation often doesn't match his colossal achievements. Competing in an era dominated by icons like Zydrunas Savickas, Pudzianowski somehow didn't always get the credit he deserved, which, let's face it, is a bit baffling. He won 5 World's Strongest Man titles, he bagged 16 Strongman Grand Prix titles, 6 Europe's Strongest Man titles, 7 Poland's Strongest Man titles, 3 World's Strongest Team titles, 2 World Strongman Cup titles, and 1 World Strongman Challenge title. And people even dared to disrespect him in MMA. Here are 5 karma moments where Pudzianowski destroyed those who disrespected him. Beyond lifting and throwing some of the heaviest weights on the planet, Pudzianowski also dipped into the world of mixed martial arts. This guy was versatile, strong, and unstoppable, but somehow his legacy feels somewhat overshadowed. Born in 1977, the same year the inaugural World's Strongest Man competition kicked off, Pudzianowski's journey in strength sports began early. With his father Wojciech as a weightlifting coach, it wasn't long before young Mariusz took to power sports himself. By age 16, he was already competing, winning the Polish bench press championship with a jaw-dropping press of 160 kilograms. Although he dabbled in martial arts, it was strength that called to him, leading to his official pivot at age 21. But his path to glory wasn't straightforward. In 2000, Pudzianowski hit a major setback when he spent 19 months in prison for assault, missing key competitions. Returning in 2002, he didn't just bounce back, he took first place at Europe's Strongman and went on to dominate the World's Strongest Man, blowing past competitors, including the legendary Savickas. And in May 2022, let's just say his fight with tattooed brawler Mikal Martella was nothing short of legendary. They started sizing each other up from a distance, but Pudzianowski, impatient as ever, lunged at the inked-up Martella, who looked more lost puppy than Pitbull, despite what his shorts claimed. And when Pudzianowski went in for a brutal groin kick, Martella barely had time to recover before Pudzianowski's next attack knocked him flat. Medics swarmed the scene, trying to figure out if Martella was bluer from the bruises or the tattoos. To that point, nobody had anything close to Pudzianowski's power, but matchmakers still dared to set him up against the colossal, undefeated 350-pound beast straight from the African dunes. This giant from Senegal charged Pudzianowski like a tank, hoping his size would give him the upper hand. Big mistake. Pudzianowski, unfazed, sent a single bone-crushing blow that snuffed the lights out of the giant's eyes in the first round. Another day, another knockout. And then, on May 23, 2015, the legendary Gracie clan put up Rolls Gracie as the next sacrifice. Gracie started off smart, keeping distance and trying to avoid Pudzianowski's monstrous power. A solid strategy until he threw a low kick at a man whose legs could probably kick through steel. One hook later, and Pudzianowski sent him to the mat, leaving no doubt he was dominant in the ring. One thing was clear, no one had anything to offer against the force of Pudzianowski. When the crowd saw the mountain of muscle square off against his bald compatriot Marcin Najman back in 2009, they knew they were in for a show. Pudzianowski kicked things off by tearing his shirt off, sending a clear message. He was there to annihilate. And he did, time after time, smashing his way through anyone who dared step into his ring. The monster took command of the ring, establishing his dominance from the first step. With a masterful stance, Pudzianowski unleashed a relentless storm of low kicks, each one hitting with the force of a sledgehammer. No finesse, no strategy, just brute strength. Pudzianowski bulldozed Najman into the canvas, raining down punches like a savage storm. The referee, barely able to grip Pudzianowski's arm, had to dive in to save Najman from further devastation, stepping in just as another fist was set to land. The size of the ref next to Pudzianowski only highlighted the Herculean power he wielded, and yet another victory was in the books. Fast forward to the summer of 2021, when the Polish Hulk faced off against Łukasz Jurkowski, another fierce compatriot. Pudzianowski entered the ring sporting a Beat Diet ad sprawled across his chest, suggesting that the secret to his superhuman strength might just be some genetically modified beets. From the get-go, Pudzianowski tested Jurkowski's resilience with a brutal low kick. Jurkowski, though, fired back with a straight shot to the face. The second low kick was met with nothing more than a smug smile from Jurkowski, who began to flaunt a few flashy high kicks, openly mocking Pudzianowski's raw, unrefined power. But Pudzianowski was having none of it. With lightning speed, he snatched Jurkowski's leg mid-kick and drove him to the ground, unleashing a flurry of elbows that could have sent a lesser man straight into orbit. By the second round, Jurkowski, bruised and battered, threw a desperate spinning back fist that only led him into more punishment. Pudzianowski, seizing the opportunity, pounded him into the mat. Heading into the third round, Jurkowski, too bruised and humiliated to show any sportsmanship, refused to shake Pudzianowski's hand. Pudzianowski's response? A righteous crucifixion punch that obliterated the disrespectful challenger, leaving no room for mercy. After steamrolling everyone thrown in his path, Pudzianowski found himself facing Erko Jun, the Bosnian knockout artist. Jun had taken out his last 3 opponents in rapid succession and was hailed as a worthy adversary to Pudzianowski's devastating power. But tonight, the Polish Hulk had no intention of giving Jun even a glimmer of hope. From the first bell, Pudzianowski went in for the takedown, driving Jun to the mat and raining down hammer fists, each blow looking to dismantle his opponent piece by piece. In the second round, Jun nearly reversed Pudzianowski's takedown, flipping the momentum as he clung to the cage and started unleashing his own barrage. But Pudzianowski, unyielding and unstoppable, didn't waver. Even when the ref intervened to stop Jun's cage-grabbing antics, Pudzianowski remained in control. Each fight, each opponent only seemed to fuel the Polish Hulk's ferocity, leaving fans in awe and competitors in fear of the sheer, monstrous force that is Mariusz Pudzianowski. By this point, Pudzianowski was exhausted, his powerhouse punches slowing. Sensing an opportunity, the Bosnian took the upper hand, landing blows with precision while blocking Pudzianowski's attempts to go for takedowns. But in a split-second lapse, Erko Jun got a little too playful with his defense, leaving his guard down. Pudzianowski seized the opening and took the fight to the ground, finally securing the position he craved. From his dominant stance, the Polish Hulk unloaded bone-crushing strikes, turning Jun's face into a mosaic of bruises and fractures as the crowd erupted in awe. Enter Butterbean, a legend in the martial arts world. Eric Butterbean Esch, known for his massive stature and knockout power, had a resume that spanned boxing, kickboxing, and MMA. Butterbean started the fight by unleashing his signature thunderous strikes, reminding Pudzianowski of his fearsome power. But Pudzianowski didn't take the bait. Instead, he avoided the deep water and dragged the boxing titan into unfamiliar territory, the ground game. Once there, Pudzianowski quickly turned the once mighty Butterbean into little more than a defenseless heap, hammering his skull with thundering blows until the referee stepped in to save Butterbean from the beating. Not done yet, matchmakers decided to find another worthy rival to challenge Pudzianowski's monstrous strength, none other than Bob Sapp. Towering and beefed up with top-grade steroids, Sapp looked like he could finally match Pudzianowski in raw size and power. Pudzianowski entered the ring with one thing in mind: complete destruction. When the bell rang, he went off like a man possessed, assaulting Sapp with unparalleled fury, his fists crashing down like meteors. With sheer brute force, he took Sapp down, securing a dominant top position and unleashing what could only be described as Soviet-style punishment, relentless and unyielding. Even as Sapp offered little resistance, Pudzianowski's onslaught didn't waver. It took the referee's full strength to physically pry Pudzianowski off, narrowly preventing the fight from turning fatal. Though Pudzianowski never made it to the UFC or other major organizations, he cemented a legacy of primal dominance in the ring. He lived the ultimate peak male experience, a testament to unrestrained strength and ferocity. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Pudzianowski's brutal battles, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more epic tales from the world of combat sports. But before you go, make sure to let us know your thoughts. Who do you think was the worst opponent for Pudzianowski? Comment in the comment section down below.